Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings for Brighton Hove Albion 0, Everton 2. Everton with their second Premier League win of the season. 2 out of 3 isn't bad. 7 points leaves us in a nice little position ahead of the international break. I think there's a lot of people who could be man of the match today. I think there'll be a lot of different shouts from people for man of the match. And that's what you need. If you're going to win games of football, that's what you need. If you're going to go to away grounds and win comfortably, you need people to dominate their battles. And I think that's what a lot of our players did today. They dominated their individual battles all over the pitch. The tactics were spot on from the manager. Don't give anything stupid away. Don't give any goals that we've seen in the first couple of games in the Premier League. And it was a good win. It was a good solid win, and enjoying what I'm seeing so far. The football is it's good. It is. Let's get into it. Jordan Pickford. I'm giving Jordan Pickford an 8 because he made 2 outstanding saves in this game. One at 1-0, just after half time, was a free kick that got smashed the other way, and he could have been tempted to go. I thought he would have gone. The play was shaping up, but he's reverse shot it, and Pickford's done well, stayed big. And then there was another one. I'm not sure if it was when we were at 2-0, but again, he not only a big save, but he pushed it wide as well, and we got it away. So I thought it was a good performance by him. His kicking was good as well, and he started the season in confident form. The form he showed for England in the summer, and the form that he showed for Everton in most of this year as well. And that's so important for the defenders as well. Because you don't want defenders to make mistakes, but you want your defenders to know that they can rely on the man behind them as well. So I thought Jordan Pickford did really well today. Seamus Coleman, and 7.5 for me today. I thought defensively he was solid today, trying to win the battle, making sure he wasn't caught in any positions to catch him out, and he won us the penalty, and it was a great run. Lovely. He's not doing that run all the time because he can't, but a great ball into him inside the fullback, and he gets into the box. And once you get in the box, we say that you run into the box with pace, and someone leans on you or pushes you, then it's a penalty, and that's what he did. And we've got the second goal through that. And I thought, again, no mistakes. That was the main thing today. Cut out all the individual mistakes, and again, Seamus showed all his experience today in the game. And again, the manager, I imagine that would have been ringing in the ears of the players. Don't make mistakes. Be solid. Win your battles. And Seamus Coleman done that as well. On the other side, Digne, give Digne a 6. I think he started the season slowly, and it's just those little things with Digne I noticed today. Just little things like thinking he'd won the battle, and then the other lad had nicked, I think it happened a couple of times on that side, thinking he'd let the ball go out and they nicked the ball, or just little moments where I don't think he's quite up to speed so far this season. He's also not like getting forward as much because he's got someone like Gray in front of him. So I don't think he's quite there. It wasn't terrible. It was quite steady. Defensively looked okay. I just don't think he's been quite there so far this season, so I've given him a 6. Michael Keane, I've given him a 7. I've given him and Mason Holgate a 7 because I thought they were really steady today. And there was a couple of moments in the first half where I thought he could have done a little bit better. Both of them could have done a little bit better. Just on little moments. Again, just little moments. There was one where I think they had a shot. It was a great move. Actually, it was early in the second half, I think it was. And the lad put it wide. But Michael Keane kicked it back into play. But he kicked it right into the penalty spot. And then there was a bit of pinball in the box. And it's just like little things like that. But they were pretty steady. And I think today they just defended. And they've never been a great partnership. But they defended. That's all you can ask from them. They won the battles. They didn't do nothing stupid. They didn't try and do anything clever. They just defended and then give the ball or put the ball upfield. And I think that was important today. because they were always going to set the tone, because that's where the mistakes have come from, the centre of defence. That's genuinely where our mistakes have been. Set pieces the other night as well. The pair of them, you know, they scored a goal, and then they scored a goal which was disallowed from a corner. That was important today, so I've given them both a 7, just for doing the jobs essentially, because they make me nervous. But today they were switched on and they did the job brilliantly. So more of that, please. More of that, please. Excuse me. Allan was brilliant today. Allan ran the show. Every time you thought one of their players was just going to do something, or he just got in and nicked it. But also his use of the ball was brilliant as well. And from start to end, he was on it, and he's all over the pitch, and he's nicking the ball. He's not giving fouls away. And I actually think this new rule benefits people like Allan so much. Players who are physical in the challenge but aren't necessarily fouling players. I've noticed that this season. I think it really benefits him. And I thought he was outstanding today. I think anyone who watched the game would say he was outstanding today. And him and Doucoure are creating this brilliant little partnership. Because there are times, especially in the first half, where they broke on us. And they were getting like lots of men forward, and Doucoure was getting back, and maybe Allan. But what was happening was we were slowing them down, and then Allan would come back and just nick the ball away. So it's like Doucoure would come back, slowed them down in front of goal. And then Allan would just nick the ball away. So Allan was brilliant today. I've given him a 9. Doucoure, I've given him an 8. Because again, I think that partnership it's so important. It's just, as I said, it's just those little things of when teams break on us, just slowing them down, getting men behind the ball. But we've seen with Doucoure as well, he can break and has been breaking. I think he had a shot towards the end when we were 2-0 up, where Richarlison made a run. And he could have put Richarlison in, but he waited and had a shot, and the keeper made a good save. And I thought those two players have started the season so well. Allan last week at Leeds was excellent, and he was excellent again today. So been so impressed by them so far this season. And you know what I've really liked this season? I know we started last season really well, but it's not like we're growing. I think we've grown in the last 3 games, and we've played pretty similar in all 3 games. It's not like it's not amazing football. It's functional. Players are working hard. Players are sticking to the jobs. Players are doing what's needed. And I think at this stage of the season, that's much more important than playing all this flashy football. I mean, flashy football is great. But I do think that it's how you grow in a season. And what tends to happen is you can start a season and you're playing great football while everybody else is getting up to speed. And I think we've won a couple of games and we're getting up to speed. I think that's really important. So I give Doucoure an 8 and Allan a 9. They've both been really good so far. Townsend 7.5. Run his heart out today. Won his battles. Was in there as just that extra midfielder, using all his experience today. I think he had the first real shot of any intent from him as well, where the keeper just put it round the post. But he digs in. He's got that mentality that I didn't always think he had as a footballer, by the way, if people have watched stuff from me from years ago. And just works hard, digs in, can have, he's got an offensive side, but obviously he's got a little bit of a defensive side as well. He knows what to do, knows what his job is in games like this. Listen, when we go and play the best teams in the league, then you need better players. But in games like this, I think he was brilliant today. Really, I thought he was really, really clever. Again, he's another one. When they broke, just got behind the ball and got into a shape and made it really hard. Because what was the thing about Brighton is they're not going to score loads of goals. They're just not, unless you give them opportunities. And we got players in behind the ball today. Doucoure, Allan, Townsend really did dig in and create a shape to not allow them. Because how many times did they get to the edge of the area and have nowhere to go? And then it's pass, cross, we dealt with it. So I thought I've given Townsend a 7.5, but I really like what he does in games like this. As I said, when we come and play the best teams in the world, it mightn't be amazing. He mightn't be amazing, but in games like, and these are the games, you win against the teams that you're supposed to win. That's 60 points. That's 60 points. Of course, you're not always going to win those games, but that's 60 points. So, 7.5. Demarai Gray, I've given him an 8 because of the goal more than anything else. He probably would have had a 7, but with the goal, he's got an 8. Kept them busy. Runs at people. The goal, he's on his left-hand side, runs at them, just hits it early. Catches the keeper on a keeper. I thought their keeper was good, apart from the goal. He hits it early. 2 weeks in a row, a winger scored a goal for us. When was the last time that happened for Everton? Where someone other than Richarlison or Demarai Gray scores 2 weeks in a row for us. It's not something we're used to as Everton fans. He has given us some kind. He's a player who's direct, runs at people. He is fast, pacey. Well, fast and pacey, the same things, aren't they? Fast, got a trick in him, got a shot in him, got a cross in him. And that's, again, started the season really well. And I think that's the most important thing. These players have bedded in nicely, come in nice and early. People had question marks about them, but they look like they fit in at Everton Football Club. And again, that's the most important thing. Like, the manager's got an idea what he wants to play. Some people don't like that. Some people are still like, oh, why isn't James in the team? And why has he been frozen out and all that kind of thing? Because he wants players who work hard and don't slow the game down. If you noticed in the last couple of weeks, our counter-attacks, a lot of the time, we are hitting teams on the counter-attack and we don't stop. There was moments today in the first half which I was a bit annoyed that we weren't just taking shots when the opportunity. But we've been running at people and no one's slowing the play down. For them, they were slowing the game down outside our box and allowing us to get players back. We weren't doing that today. So, Gray's a big part of that. Richarlison, I've given him a 5 because I thought he was crap. I thought he was crap in the first half. And he was crap till he went to and played up front when Don went off. And his attitude for the penalty stunk. And listen, there'll be loads of people going, oh, this is because he wants out and all that. He just has games like this. He just has games like this where he starts the game playing poorly. And the penalty was a direct reflection of that. He was playing poorly and he saw an opportunity to do something where he could get a goal and get his confidence. Well, football doesn't work like that. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was the penalty taker. And the senior players told him that straight. You know, and that's so important. To me, that is huge. That we've got a few leaders, Allan, Townsend, Seamus Coleman. Like, this isn't you're not the penalty taker. And we're only 1-0 up. And we're not allowing you to jeopardise what we've worked hard for. And I think that's so important. That's a message to him. That's a message to him as well. And he has these games. We know he has these games. And it's about having less of these games. He wasn't great today. When he went up front, I thought he did well. I thought he held the ball up really well. But that was what, for the last half an hour or whatever it was. And that's probably why he's got a 5 and he hasn't got a lower. But before then, he was crap. And it happens. And let's not put 2 and 2 together either. He had a bad game, and that's it. That's it. And he's got a 5 because of that. So I don't want to see that. I love the fact that he wants to score. I love the fact that he wants to get into a game, but it's petulant. It's childish. He is a childish kind of person. But at times that's the kind of stuff that means he legs around the pitch and wants to score and has that. But he's a sulk, and he'll grow up. At some point, he'll grow up. He'll learn. He'll learn that he has to get his head down and play football, which he does for most of the games. I love Richarlison to bits. But he, you know, we want less of that. We want less of that. Have your mind on the game. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I've given him a 6. To be honest, I didn't think he played that well today. He took his penalty brilliantly, but I didn't think he played. I didn't think we give him many opportunities at all, really. And he went off with the injury, which is a bit of a concern. But obviously, we've got a couple of weeks. Don't know whether he'll have to pull out the international. But he took his. I didn't think he had a particularly good game, but took his penalty brilliantly, and that's all you need. So I've given him a 6. I don't think we give him any service today, to be fair. So there you go. The subs, Iwobi, a 7. Thought he did really well when he came on, and I also thought it was quite clever to leave him on the bench today, to give us someone to come on late at the end to run them, and he did. He run them 2 or 3 times, kept the ball really well, and also what I liked was it actually looked like he was on the bench for that reason, and almost like the manager had said to him, like, you last half an hour you're gonna have a major impact on this game. And I thought when he came on he was excellent again. He's done well in every game. He's done well in every game he's played for Everton this season, and long may it continue. Long may it continue. I thought he was excellent. We were in control of the game in the last 10 minutes. That was the most important thing. We were threatening them. We looked like we were going to give them a problem, and that's where they have to worry, isn't it? That's where they have to worry and think we can't go too far forward, or we've got to throw everything at them. And we dealt with it. Gomez as well. I've given Gomez a 6.5. I thought he did really well when he came on. Again, held the ball up well, used it really well. Had one shot that I thought was going to go in, but the keeper made a good save. It was all neat and tidy and controlled, and we got through the game really well at the end. When, you know, I'm never comfortable watching Everton, even when we're 2-0 up. But today we got numbers back, and we just snuffed it out midfield, then we hit them in the counter-attack. But good win. We haven't won there before. This was the first win in 5 attempts. Got 7 points. Manager looks like he's got an idea what he wants to do. Players look like they understand what he wants to do. And these are the games what you've got to win. These are the games that you've got to win. Simple as that. If you want to finish in a European place, you've got to go to Brighton and win. Doesn't matter whether people go, oh, Brighton are crap. First time we beat them in 5 attempts. These are the games you've got to win. They started with a couple of wins this season. That's it. So I'm delighted with that. I'm delighted. It's a good performance. Solid from all the players. They all look like they've got an idea. They all look like they know what they need to do. What the manager's still screaming at them in the 93rd minute. And I love that. I love that. I love seeing the manager switched on. There you go. So there you go. Big win for the Blues. Make sure you check out my instant match reaction. I did that a little bit earlier live. And make sure you check out Baz's videos as soon as he filmed them in a car in Wales, where he is at the moment on holiday. Make sure you check them out. The final word as well. Make sure you check that out when we do that. That'll be available on Patreon first. So if you're not on Patreon, why aren't you on Patreon? The link in the description. It'll be on the screen as well. Thank you for watching. Give this video a like, subscribe, and I'll see you later.